And now, Virginia Tech Tuesday on Living Local in Virginia.
The future of college and professional sports are still up in the air as sports organizations navigate and how to keep their athletes and staff safe from coronavirus. Bill Roth, ESPN play-by-play announcer and professor of sports media and analytics at Virginia Tech, joins us this morning, breaking down the changes we're seeing and will see in the sports world. Good morning, Bill. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Good morning. I'm so ready for some sports. I know everybody is too. So it's good to talk about it because this has been such a crazy, unique summer for all of us.
Well, yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. If my husband turned on one more time of watching cornhole or hot dog eating contest, it's been a struggle. So all of us are just starving for it. Of course, there's been a return to sports by way of NBA, WNBA, Major League Baseball within the last few days. But I guess we could all be in agreement that fans are starving for sports, right?
Yeah, they are. And the television ratings are absolutely incredible. This past weekend, the TV ratings were sensational for Major League Baseball and the NBA too. Now, each sport's going about it a little bit differently. The NBA has the bubble in Orlando where they're able to quarantine the specific teams and traveling parties, which can include coaches and trainers and wives and kids in these five-star resorts in a hotel in Orlando. And of course, you can play multiple games on the same court. And so basketball and with the hockey, what the NHL is going to do in Edmonton and Toronto is kind of similar. You can put the teams in a bubble, and you can play more than one game on the same rink or basketball court in the case of Orlando every day. Other sports have some bigger challenges. They have bigger rosters. They have travel. There's way more people involved, particularly in football, obviously. So each sport has its own unique challenges here.
Right. Well, of course, as mentioned, you're an announcer for ESPN play-by-play. What do you think the future for college football and professional football looks like?
Well, of all the sports, college football has the biggest challenge. It has the biggest rosters. College football rosters are much bigger than NFL. It's impossible to quarantine or put college kids in a bubble. It's also the hardest group to control. Pro athletes have homes and families and wives and kids. College athletes live in dorms and fraternities, and they're around people in classroom. A bubble is impossible, and the control of a social life. College isn't just going to class. There's other things. There's clubs and there's groups and there's social activities, and you can't tell kids you're not allowed to do anything other than practice and play. That wouldn't be right either. So college is very unique. Plus, there's way more of them. The NFL, we'll see how they do it. Each state now has different rules. For example, in New York, they're requiring a 14-day quarantine for visitors from many states who go there. Well, that's a problem if you're Syracuse and your home games are in New York State, because no team can come 2 weeks early to quarantine. So there are so many political issues. There are so many health issues, and then they vary by sport. We saw this past week with the Florida Marlins. Even though they've been very careful, they had an outbreak in their clubhouse. Taking every precaution and following every rule, they had 8 players test positive, and they had to have their game canceled on Monday. And that's professional athletes following all the rules. So I'm a little bit skeptical. I think we'll start college football. I think we'll get it going. But I don't know that every team will play a full schedule. I don't know that we'll be able to finish the way we'd like to, at least not this year.
Yeah, well, it's ever-changing, that's for sure. And certainly we want all players and staff to be safe first and foremost. Well, Bill, thank you so much. Great catching up with you. And here's fingers crossed for positive and hopeful sports to come.
I hope so too. I can't wait to get back in the stadium and call some games. Thanks for having me on.
Same. Thank you so much. Take care.